ignore the disaster that is behind me. We are unpacking and the shelves just have not made it to the top of my priority list, and honestly the light in here kind of sucks. So as someone who has wanted to be a freelancer for literally their entire adult life, I have been very curious how freelancers make their money and, you know, how they go about doing all their things. I wanted, now that I am a freelancer who actually makes money and makes money more actively than, you know, less often, so I'm making money every month, I thought it would be fun to kind of go through the first 6 months of my freelancing journey, tell you what I've made in 2023. Let me just go ahead and say this because I had a lot of trouble deciding I wanted to do this video because I just felt kind of uncomfortable and scared that people wouldn't take my freelance journey seriously because I'm not making a ton of money. But I feel like it's important to have representation of all kinds of when it comes to freelancers, because like we're not all the people who are established making thousands of dollars a month, because it's just not the reality. You have to start somewhere, and this is the first real 6 months that I was actively shooting and trying to make money as an artist and create things. So I have several different income streams. Because I was having some hesitancy about this, I decided that this is how I would do this. I want to do the first 6 months of being a freelancer. I would like to kind of round it out at the end of the year and give you all a full scope of what I made, but I want to do it in breakdowns and percentages. I won't be sharing full numbers in the end of year video. This will be the only video on my channel that I will publicly state the numbers that I have made. And that brings me to my announcement for this video, and that is I started a Patreon, and I will be continuing going month per month, showing a breakdown of what I made on my Patreon. Patreon is where I'm going to be doing all of my behind the scenes. It's going to break down how much money I've made as a freelancer with actual numbers. You know, it's going to have bonus content like live streams, productivity streams, things like that. I'm doing my wallpaper packs over there. They also get early access. So there are 4 different tiers on my Patreon. They are all named after horror movies, as you would guess. We have Woodsboro, Springwood, Camp Crystal Lake, and Haddonfield. They're all different tiers, but everything is the same. You just pay whatever you want. No matter what you pay, you are going to be getting access to all of my content. It is a pay what you can system, and it is a way for me to say thank you for supporting me, but it's also a way for me to make all this bonus content that I want to make, but I'm just not really comfortable putting completely public. It's a way to just kind of make the content and have it just be like the people who, you know, support me the most, if that makes sense. So as a freelancer, I make my money through several different income streams. They are photography sessions, because I am a photographer. So photography sessions, this includes weddings, portraits, anything of that nature, anything that I'm going out and taking photos of a person or for personal use. This does not include commercial work, including in like headshots and branding and things like that. That is a category I've not branched into yet. We have AdSense, which is the thing that I get paid through YouTube because I am monetized. So anytime I have an ad roll before my videos and you watch that, that is, I'm getting some small kickback for that. I have affiliates, which are anytime you click the links in my description for Amazon, I will get a little bit of kickback, or if you use one of my referral links in Amazon. These are my 2 smaller streams because I don't focus on them as much. I have product sales. These are product sales like physical prints or books or anything that could be physical with the photos I create on them for my clients. And then the last one is freelance work, which is kind of all lumped in together, but it's mostly photojournalism and journalism work that I do. So we're going to talk about my lowest income stream first and go all the way up to the highest. And the first one that I want to talk about is AdSense. And I'm putting this here because I have made $0 through Google AdSense. And I haven't actually made $0, but I have not been paid out. As of the end of June, I had not been paid out. I have now since been paid out, but in June, for the first 6 months of the year, I made zilch. Nada. Not a single penny of that went into my account. I did not get paid for any of it, and it is just floating in the Google AdSense space. So I had not made enough to be paid out because I wasn't making content regularly over the last 6 months. And I just recently was able to make enough after, you know, I came back and was making content consistently again. And then this next one is also one that I have done active work for and I have made money doing, but I haven't been paid out yet. I've since been paid out, but in the first 6 months of the year I had not. But all of the work that I had done had been in the first 6 months. And that is freelancing. And that is me being a photojournalist. And I'm expecting to get about $250 out of this one. So I've not been paid out yet, but that is coming in July. So my work with being a freelance photographer for photojournalism and doing journalism work is I have a connection that I had when I was working in at the newspaper before. Is my editor from there, and sometimes they'll throw stories at me that they need coverage with that is just a little bit outside of their scope that they still want to cover. So I've done 4 sets of photos for them and I've done 1 written story. So I've done about 5 projects for them. I mean, I don't do a lot of this. This is literally just here and there. The first thing I did was back in February. It was just a photo set. Then I did a monster truck coverage in February, and that was again just a photo set. And then something happened here recently in June and I did 2 photo sets and a full story coverage with like words and everything else. So those were the 5 pieces that I worked on for them and got those sent over. That's pretty much my freelance work scope. I hope to increase this eventually and actually get with more newspapers because I do miss doing photojournalism, but it's not a priority right now. That's something that would be more of a passion project rather than me actually going out and, you know, trying to make income that way. That's more of a passion project, honestly. The next income stream that I want to talk about is affiliates, which is anytime you click on one of the links in my description. That is my Amazon links, and I don't have any other specific links that I know off the top of my head, but my Amazon links are one of my affiliate links. And every time you click that, I do get a little bit of kickback if you purchase something after using one of my links, and you get like 24 hours to use it. It's honestly just a very small way to support creators that you love, and it gives us like a little bit of incentive, and it helps us like actually get products for you, like to recommend you things, and you have easy access to go get it. In the full year, I have made a whopping total of $12.52. Round of applause. I'm making a killing as a freelancer, as you can tell. Killing. I think right now we're at a total of maybe $300. We're doing fantastic. Affiliates is small. It's just giving me some kickback. I think I got paid out in July, but I have only been paid out one time. And again, this is all because I was not posting consistently on this platform or all my other platforms. This was literally just like just a little bit of kickback that I had gotten. It's literally not much. It's just what had already been posted on my channel. Okay, so my next stream of income is product sales, which is my second highest income stream. And this one includes any kind of prints and things like that that you might get when you are working, you know, with clients or other types of businesses. Specifically, mine has came from working with a school. I did a prom for a school and I sold photography packages, and I also sold products. So I was able to sell about 110 photo books for the school, and I was able to bring home a good chunk of money because the school wanted these books to give to their students, and I delivered. So in the first 6 months, and this is something I would love to grow. I don't know how. I'm working on it, but this is something I would really love to grow in my business. I've made $1,250.26 for the first 6 months of this year. Highest income stream for the month, or for the first 6 months of the year, was photography sessions, which is no surprise. That is what I focus primarily on. It is my bread and butter, and I love it. And this doesn't include any kind of tips because I don't include that in my stats for myself, just because I like to keep everything very specific on what I'm tracking. But this is $2,692.60, and this is all after sales tax, but it's not after taxes. So this is all I've made, you know, this year with just before taxes. That does not include any type of expenses that I have. None of these numbers include expenses, but that is what I've made in the first 6 months. And I will say that my highest month so far has been May, and I think part of that was because of a wedding. I got paid out for my first wedding in May, and that wedding was actually in June, so that is why those numbers are so high, and I'm honestly still kind of shocked about it. Still don't understand, like, it was wild. But yeah, that's how much I've made this year with photography sessions, almost $3,000. I will say that the first 3 months of the year, January, February, and March, are usually slow season, and then June and July can also be slow season. It just depends on, you know, the type of sessions you do. If you do weddings, you're pretty much booked in the summer, but I'm just not getting into weddings, so that's where I'm at. And then the cold season is just slow for everyone unless you do studio work, which I'm moving into both of those. I'm excited to see where it goes in the like next 6 months and the like latter half of the year, because I think that I might, if I'm lucky, hit my income goal, which it's probably not gonna happen. Honestly, I've kind of changed my goal a little bit to just be, I want to just make a profit, because at this point I've not made a profit. Slowly but surely we're gonna get there. We're eventually going to just, you know, make it work somehow, some way. I don't know how, but we're going to. I believe in myself. This is me manifesting it. If you want to see July's numbers, because I will be filming that video soon and posting that on Patreon, then I would encourage you to go check it out and see what you like, if you want to support me or if you want to just be nosy, because I personally love being nosy, and my tiers start at $3. So I mean, I highly recommend it if you're interested, but if you're not, I totally understand. So with that being said, if you want to leave me anything in the comments, you can leave me like the little money emojis if you want, I guess. I don't really know for sure, but that's all for this one. I'll see you next week in my next video. La, 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 la. Tonight